Vav, Mishnah Dalet. So again, this Mishnah contrasts with Mishnah Beis of the Perek, where Mishnah Beis sets out things which a man cannot go out with on Shabbos. But again, the Isurim over there, Midrabanan and Torah, he can go out with those things on Shabbos. Chazal made certain takonos. Now we're going to mention things which are not considered malbushim, they're not considered tachshitim, and therefore they're properly considered a masui, and therefore there would be a chi of chatos if a man did go out with these items on Shabbos. Says the Mishnah, Lo yetze ho'ish lo b'sayif. A man is not allowed to go out on Shabbos with a saif, with a sword, v'lo ba'keshes, nor with a bow, v'lo b'tris, not with a shield, v'lo ba'ala, nor with another type of shield. The Bartanura says it's a mogin ogul, it's a round shield as opposed to the tris, which is a different shape. V'shneim shel eitz, the Bartanura says, they're both made out of wood. V'lo b'romach, nor with a spear. V'im yotza chayav chatzos, and if a person did go out with these things, he's chayav v'chatzos. The Shnois Eliyahu from the Yerushalmi says an interesting thing. Why Dafka mentioned 5 things? So he says, we've got 5 things: a sayef, a keshes, a tris, an alo, and a roimach. 5 things. So the Shnois Eliyahu notes that it's a reference to the pasuk of chamushim olu b'nei Yisrael. The b'nei Yisrael went out chamushim. Rashi in Chumash gives 2 pshatim. The first pshat is they went out with weaponry, and the second pshat is 1 out of 5 made it out of Mitzrayim. But according to the pshat, the chamushim olu, they went out with weaponry. This is a reference to 5 items of weaponry they went out with, and therefore it's an allusion to the pasuk v'chamushim olu b'nei Yisrael. Therefore, the Tana Dafka chose 5 articles of weaponry. Continues the Mishnah. Rabbi Eliezer, however, says tachshitin hein loy. They are considered decorations for him, and therefore a person would not be chayav v'chatos if he would go out with these things on Shabbos, because they're like a tachshit. A man would go out with a sword. It's considered a tachshit for him. V'chachomim omrim. The Chacham said no. Einon elo lignai. It's considered a disparaging thing. Shenema v'chitetu charvoisom leitim. The famous pasuk from Yeshaya that they will beat their swords into plowshares, v'chanisosehem lemazmeros, and their spears into pruning hooks. Lo yiseg goy el goy cherev, that a nation will not lift up a sword against another nation. V'lo yilmadu oid milchama, and they will no longer learn the art of warfare. So, although Rabbi Eliezer brings a pasuk from Tehillim saying that it's considered a tachshit for a man to wear them, the Chachamim take issue and said it's a ganai, because la'asid lavo, these things will no longer be needed or used, and therefore it's not considered a tachshit. Concludes the Mishnah. Biris tahira. A biris, says the Baratunura, is some sort of ring which goes round the sheik, the thigh, the leg of a person, kadei lahachazik bote shekayim, to hold up a person's socks. Shelo yiplu v'yiru sheikeho, that a person shouldn't have to take them off in public. Hilkach tahira, the lav tachshit l'noihu, and therefore the Mishnah says that this biris, this chain that holds up the socks, it's tahira. It's not actually susceptible to tumah because it's a keli which is mishtamish, another keli. Says the Baratunura, hilkach tahira de lav tachshit l'noihu. For kli tamish is not considered the tachshit for decoration purposes. For kli tamish nami loy have el kli hamishamish kli. It's not considered a kli tashmish. It's not serving. It's not a keli which is a kli tashmish serving anything. It's rather a keli which is mishamish, another keli. I.e., it's serving the kelim, i.e., the socks. It's keeping up the socks. Similar to tabois rings of kelim, which are serving the kelim, and therefore they're tahir. And the yoyts in Baba Shabbos, you're allowed to go out with these biris, with these garters, I think the English word is, to hold them up. Why? It says the Bartanura, the derech levishahu, because this is considered the normal way of clothing. We're not worried that Chazal should slap on an Issa Drabonin on it, because we're not choshesh that she's going to take it off in public, because she'll expose some of her leg, which she's not going to do in public. In contrast, kavolim tameim. The kavolim are the chains that go, which would a lady might wear these garters to keep the socks up, and then the chains she would wear connecting the two together. And the background for this is very interesting. The Bartanura tells us the story. The Bartanura says, Mishpacha achas hoysud Yerushalayim. There was a family in Yerushalayim, shahoyu pesiyosehen gasos, that they would take very long strides. And these ladies had basulim, the internal membranes were very delicate, and they would take long strides, and that would cause the basulim to be removed. Therefore, v'hitilu shalshelesh bein biris lebiris. They would have a biris, this sort of metal garter holding up the socks around the sort of the mid calf, and they would have one on each leg, and then they would have a chain connecting the two together to prevent the lady from walking with long strides. Says the Baratanura, v'nase kavinim kadei shelo yiu p'siosehen gasos, to ensure that the strides would not be long ones. And therefore the internal membranes, the basulim, will not fall away. Hilkach shalsheles tashmish the odamhu. Therefore, this chain is actually a tashmish of a person directly. It's serving the person, not the keli. V'lo tashmish keli. Lefichach hi mekabeles tumah. And therefore, it is mekabel tumah. So that's what the Mishnah means when it says kavolim tumah, and they are susceptible to tumah. Ve'ein yotzin bohem b'Shabbos. But you cannot go out with the chains on Shabbos. With the biris itself to hold the socks up, you're allowed to go with on Shabbos, but not the chains connecting the two biris together. Why not? Says the Bartanura, Dil Mishalfa l'Shalsheles Shehishal Zohov. She might take off, she might remove this chain, which is after all made of gold. U'mechavion, she might show her friend. Zechishok l'Shalsheles, because when she takes off the chain, Lo Megalya Shoika, she's not going to expose her thigh, her leg. Shahari biris b'mkoima imedes, because the biris stays where it is. So she can just remove the chain, and that is a concern. And so therefore the Mishnah says the biris itself is tahora, because it's a keli which is meshamish another keli. The yotzin boim b'Shabbos, because we're not worried she's going to take off the actual biris, the garter itself on Shabbos, but the kavalim, the chains which connects the two garters together, they are tomei because they're meshamish the odom. Ve'in yotzin boim b'Shabbos, because we're worried that she might take the chain off on Shabbos and show her friends. That is the end of Mishnah Dalet.